Very good evening. Welcome to Royal Bangalore. My name is Paul, and it's highly appreciated that. Thanks for watching. This is my second channel. I had some issues with my previous channel, so I've started Royal Bangalore Food. I will also leave it in the description. You can go and watch. And today we're going to talk about how to be profitable and to start a cloud kitchen business model, which will really help you to go ahead and sustain, specifically if you're in Bangalore, because it's very hot cake. Everybody is opening restaurants and also cloud kitchen. But how to be profitable, how to be sustainable is going to be the question that we all need to see. So if you have any more questions, you can always go ahead and leave your comment section. Keep it active. I will take some questions end of the session also. And if you do really want to write to me, you can visit my About Us page. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and many other social media. But primarily being on YouTube is my passion. Just to give you a heads up, last 2 years I had owned my own industrial kitchen. I'd also had a cloud kitchen concept and working on a kitchen. This is primarily to go ahead and understand the entire business model and a certain scope of geography. So today, let's dwell upon it, not to waste yours and my time. We are living in a world of AI revolution. So you will hear me talk about a lot of AI revolution, many other things. But today we're going to keep it very short and sweet and crisp. We're going to start an episode of Cloud Kitchen. So stick with me, and as I mentioned earlier, just go ahead and come on live. I will also today it's been abrupt, so I just went live. So moving on, you will see me talking live on explaining kind of a business model, how to be profitable. That's the whole idea. How to build a fantastic brand is the question, and then also, if do you really want to be profitable, start a food business, but you don't have any much knowledge and resources. This is a channel that you can go ahead and refer and make some notes if you really were interested. And also, it's one of the most, I can't say it's a perfect solution, but also over a period of time the entire business model keep changing. Sometimes you need a lot of marketing, sometimes you need a lot of hands-on, sometimes you need fantastic equipments to go ahead and churn those businesses. So I mean, we will talk about the whole lot of scenarios today. It's going to be a lengthy session. Please stick on. I really appreciate and very much to to guide you, to keep you in the loop in what's happening in the current trends of the market. How to build a brand is the question for a cloud kitchen, and we've been all waiting for. So let's begin without any further wasting yours and my time again, and let's look at the first point, and let's look at what's really cooking in the cloud kitchen business model. Okay, I will just go ahead and open my screen. I mean, I cannot go ahead and share since I'm not using the streaming platform. But then I always, as I mentioned, if you have any more questions, you can always come back and ask me questions and do whole lot of Q&A. I mean, as I said, I also leave it in my Instagram sessions. I'll be active in the throughout the social media. In this realm of geography of online media, it really takes a toll to go ahead and give you content. But anyways, let's begin. The first and important point is for the folks. Many people have misunderstood what is a cloud kitchen, okay, and what is a physical kitchen. Now, I mean, this cloud, a word called cloud, we all know it's right above there. It just it just comes and goes in the daytime, in the nighttime, and sometimes it becomes a heavy cloud and there's a thunder showers. Okay, so basically, a cloud kitchen means is very simple. A kitchen which doesn't have a dine-in space, a physical dine-in space. So if you're in a Bangalore, in a prime location of MG Road, Koromangala, or even for the matter of fact, Whitefield, Marathali, or probably even for the matter of fact, this part of the world, the Hennur, or so many prime locations of Bangalore. So you're off. I mean, yeah, I will come to that, but basically, you're just having a space, whatever space starting from 500 to ideally 2,500 square feet. Only the kitchen operates, and you have an online delivery system, your own logistics, or probably you can use a delivery system, having a tech on space, which is basically a software, and then you take the orders online and you deliver as soon as possible. That's Cloud Kitchen in a very easy way to understand. I'm going to keep the language toned down, and this language is to understand for everybody. I'm a polyglot, so I can speak in Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, English. So five languages, crisp and clear in terms of discussions. So as I said, if you have any more questions, you can leave it in the comment section or probably in the chat as well. I'll take a look at it and probably we can answer. So for me, the biggest cloud kitchen ever to start and ever to take cue or to learn from is always been Domino's. Yes, there is nothing better or bigger than an American food chains across, right? Currently, we see KFC, Domino's in the top. We have Tim Hortons, we have Cafe Noir. Then, for my favorite, is going to be Chick Fil A. Then we have Chipotle. Then we have another brand. I'm not coming. California Burrito. Then you have Burger King. Then you have Popeyes. Great asset. But recently, of late, the top three is always been a Chick Fil A. Very simple chicken and a burger stuffed in with two pickles, and they're doing extremely well. A short menu, a precise menu, great staff. I mean, the only kitchen I see Sundays off for various other religion issues. But the question is that can we have even one brand in India? While I was in Dubai for a couple of years, I've also learned there was SFC, a guy who had actually worked in KFC, had this ambition to start an Indian style tradition of burger, which would cater to the Indian palate and the Asian palate of little bit on the spicier level, little bit on the the tantalizing flavor of tomato, the tangy and the sour feeling, and also the the spicy feeling. So he opened SFC. It's called as Southern Fried Chicken. Yeah, so there was CFC as well. I mean the what do you call the countryside fried chicken, because traditionally in India, what we call it as the nati style or the country style food always been it, it fills your palate. It reminds me, it takes you to the history pages of your grandma, your mother, or your aunt or your uncle who did that. So there are various business model that can be built. But the question is, do we have even a single brand, not comparing to these brands from US or UK, or even for the matter of fact, Jollibee. Jollibee has, according to me, while I was in Dubai again, they're far better brand or a tastier burger than the KFC. It's just KFC, but then the Jollibee have taken it one notch level up. Either they have added the best of MSG, they've taken the seaweed out of it, they've done the best umami flavor. So I was, a great foodie to understand, go test every food in Gulf. But three cuisines really caught my eye. One of the oldest cuisines of the world, the human habitation started from this particular place. It was Ethiopia food. Another thing is that I was blown away with the Lebanese food, crazy Lebanese food, and then obviously all the fast food from Philippines, from from Kenya, from so many places. Obviously, Indian joints are there, a lot of Pakistani joints. So that made me to understand why can't India develop a fantastic cloud kitchen brand which can go. Having said that, I would also talk about Indian brand. Obviously, we can talk about the revolution of the rebel foods from a small fast food kati roll all over India, probably even now many other countries, including UAE, Europe, Southeast Asia. Great model, specifically on internet driven. Internet, they call internet kitchen. They only drive on online sales. Precisely, they had stores initially when they started off, but then they stopped. But then again, after so many years, I recently read a report of Rebel Foods. They really wanted to go offline stores to go ahead and make sure they'll occupy the food court. They will go different business models. Probably they might be in all the cinema halls. You'll never know. Probably they might also be another great idea is to start a food joint in the stadiums. In the IPL, there were a lot of YouTubers who went to a lot of stadiums, and I was literally blown away. The amount of food and the costing was available. There was nothing fast; everything was buffet. I don't know, it was completely mismatched. So probably we can look at it and develop a brand which can put it in all stadiums. It could be cricket, football. Now that you have 2-3 months of windows of cricket, football, badminton, 3-4 hours, quick, just a quick like a PVR, like an Inox kind of a movie setup. So Cloud Kitchen will help you to develop all of these things. So as I mentioned, a lot of brands but the brand in terms of fast food, in terms of to dispense within 30 seconds or probably even maximum, to 2 to 3 minutes. Because you need to understand, if the kitchen is running full-fledged 24 hours or probably for 12 hours, the menu is precise, then we can go ahead and kickstart. So these are the ways, you need to understand. A cloud kitchen will actually help you and take ideas from the stalwart who has driven the business for years and years and years, and still doing primarily fantastic business anywhere across the globe. For me, it's always been a cloud kitchen concept. There's a fantastic business model. Many startup owners they don't do recce, they don't do a case study on cloud kitchen. So you please take notes, as I mentioned. So let me talk about quickly about Domino's. Domino's started off in the 1960s, I'm sure. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Very clear, short menu. Okay, probably they started with five or probably three, I guess, three different varieties of pizza. Very clear. They told very clearly to all the customers when they gave the handouts, what we call it as flyers here. The handout very clearly read, you need to get your pizza delivered within 30 minutes. If it's not, then it's free. So everybody leveraged upon that and started calling them up. And they had their own small setup of call center in 1960s. Would receive the call, quickly take the order, write it down, give it to the kitchen. The KOD is done. Pizza's made exactly within 10 minutes. Just imagine, they could identify the condiments. The dough was ready, rolled it up as soon as possible, trained staff, put the entire toppings, pizza, mozzarella, let's say if it is a pepperoni pizza, ta ta ta, done. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, probably exactly 7 minutes in the oven, wood fired oven when they started off, removed it, packed it very nicely. The best part was the condiments of sauces and their oregano and the pepper, what do you call it, the chili flakes, packed it up, just pushed it in the delivery, drivers waiting, hurry down. Imagine those days there was no even Google GPS. It's all about the address taken down, because they started off in a certain peripheral of geography where they're familiar to deliver. So they went straight, delivered even before 30 minutes. They cracked it, they nailed it. It's not so easy as I speak. Any business would have their own hurdles. Probably they missed so much of orders. Probably, the phone was broken down. Probably they were able to give the pizzas free. Just because of that, they were able to scale up. So there are so many issues and pros and cons to every businesses. But what they did was they stuck on to those immediate points of the vision statement, that this is what they would do. In relates to that, even in their business model, the infrastructure, they're never been, even in 1960s. 1960s was a revolution for the entire US economy. They were the best economy. They were the number one. From 60s onwards, US grew 100,000 folds up. So even as a country came together, even though they were not in the prime location, they were in the high street location. High street, small example. If you're in Bangalore, MG Road is a prime location. Expensive, high rentals, very well connected. The roads are great, but there is no community system. In a high street, you're off the prime location. You're somewhere located in Marathali, surrounded by huge societies and families of minimum of three or four. They're all living, not accessible, not easy to travel currently. And then you have a cloud kitchen in the offskirts of Marathali, since you can deliver within 5 to 10 kilometers. Vice versa, anywhere in Bangalore, anywhere in India. So high street is basically you're off the main street, and you have a smaller location, smaller rentals, smaller space. Put the kitchen up, take the order, deliver. Now was the infrastructure of business model of Domino's. And when it comes to logistics, they were the first company to have their own fleet of riders who had the bike, put the pizza in the box, and could they deliver. 1960s, I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So please keep that in mind. Indian system has to evolve. I know we had a lot of logistics delivery startups, Swiggy, Zomato, DoorDash. Then we had VFast, we had Porter, we had Shadowfax. So many companies have come forward. So it's just that you have to leverage your time and to consume about what Cloud Kitchen is all about. So that was the start of Cloud Kitchen. So let's look at in terms of the introduction to Cloud Kitchen. Today we're going to cover only three topics, and this is just to give you an idea of perspective of basic necessities or questions that I would really love and you to go and ask me. As I said, any more questions that you have, you can leave it in the comment section below. That'll make a lot of sense. So we spoke about what is cloud kitchen on a basic layman terms. I am very much inspired about Domino's. So I just gave you a case study of Domino's Pizza. How did they start? What did they do? And how did they sustain? And they kept the model the same all these years of their services across the globe, across the segment. Even now, their pizza gets delivered even more faster before 30 minutes, even if it is chock block traffic. And that's the beauty about having infrastructure space. Now, the beautiful thing of they have done it also right is that off late taking learnings from whole lot of different businesses. The franchisee model is very clear. Domino's goes ahead and buys the whole property wherever. If you're trying to rent it out, I mean, in case you have to pay a rent, you directly pay a rent to the Domino's. So the infrastructure wise, the real estate wise, Domino's have gone ahead and acquired infrastructure as well, wherein you go ahead and start placing a Domino's pizza from that joint. You take the entire franchisee, their foods, and also you pay them rent as well. So it's a great business model on a cloud kitchen. This only could be possible when you have a cloud kitchen. Okay, the first point is that what I'm trying to tell you is that very clearly simple. I mean, I'm just going to cover a short introduction to cloud kitchen. So definition of a concept of cloud kitchen is very clear. Let me read it out. Cloud kitchen is also known as a virtual kitchen. It's only a delivery only restaurant that operates without a physical dining space. It uses a centralized kitchen, okay, where you make and go ahead and prepare your deliver your food, customize the food to your customers only through online ordering platforms, which means that not necessarily you have to have a Swiggy or a Zomato platform. These days, you can build your own website within 5 minutes. Now, this is where I told you about AI revolution is very clear. Code chat GPT, develop a code, tuck, put in, you run the code on the VS Basic, download it quickly. Your website is up and running. Call up Razor Pay, get the automation of your payment gateway done, and you're good to go. In case if you have at least even two riders to start with, you can deliver. So it's all integrated and it's very easy at current stage as we speak. Yes, it might take time to register. It has to be private limited. You need a lot of capital. We will come to that, the entire the steps of laying out the plan. But I'm just explaining what's important about cloud kitchen. Okay. And the advantages of cloud kitchen basically versus over a traditional restaurant that we see. Off late, Rameshwaram Cafe was all over the internet and media, thanks to the Udan guy who just went and revolutionized Rameshwaram Cafe. I mean, people have forgotten, that there was also MTR, there was also Empire, there was also so many Bangalore restaurants like CTR, Vidyarthi Bhavan, Tom's Cafe. We had, Glens, we have Nilgiris. So many brands have come and sustained it. And after COVID, many business brands got hit. We understand that everybody did business. Empire grew from Bangalore, my dear folks. It grew from that Sivajinagar restaurant. The first time we all saw the Empire bang. We saw the MTR bang in 1975, again having Rava idlis and dosas. We got CTR, we got Vidyarthi Bhavan. They're all extremely great. A traditional restaurants, very clear. You have a physical space. Folks, customers come in, you order, you have a steward, you have a captain, you have a supervisor, you have a restaurant manager, then you have the boss in the gullah waiting, collecting the cash, then you have the kitchen working, taking the order, all went through manually. And they were able to churn food and they kept the food in a certain way. I mean, in a way, they've also standardized their food as well. So Rameshwaram Cafe did a very good recce. They understood the food science. They've understood the grammage of every dosas and idlis and so on and so forth. Just a disclaimer here. Back then, we didn't have Nandini. Okay, this is my good old days of 80s and 90s. I'm an 80s kid. 90s was my prime. 2000 was my career. 2010, I mean, let's say from 15 onwards, has been my passionate about being an entrepreneur, specifically on the food aspects of it. Traveled few places here and there. So I'm very much clear that what Bangalore had. It's not because of Nandini Ghee Rameshwaram become famous. it's also what they have done right. Many things they have done right. They have done because their owners is a CA, a lady and a husband who had worked. They got to know, they understood, they took an inspiration from a beautiful place of Rameshwaram in South India, and they've catered to a palette of South Indian as well as Udupi as well as Bangalore food, I would say so. Back in my days of Bangalore, we had a lot of Udupi joints serving the best dosas. For example, this particular joint is moved to Church Street. Yeah, we call it as Samrat, the Hotel Samrat. They serve the best dosas ever. The orange color, the sheen of the dosa itself will make you just drool all over. So there were many brands built, many brands made money, many brands went across, put up the physical space. It was all during that time of 90s, where 93 onwards, Bangalore saw the boom of internet. Then slowly in 97, 2000 was a complete boom. Everything got expanded. People are flocking in all over India. So food primarily played a great role for a lot of people to de-stress yourself, eat your best food joint. The traffic was less. They've taken all this cue, and I'm sure they've taken the cue from Domino's Pizza. If you look at Rameshwaram Cafe, they're not in the hotspot. They're always in and around the hotspot. They had a very good space. They've thought through. They've taken infrastructure. I'm sure it's their own property they've built. But even if it is not, I mean, why not? They have, as I said, they have done the rocket science really well. They've studied the geometry, the algebra, and the mathematics of food science all put together. They evolved as a brand, and now they're just hunky dory, cutting minimum of 2,500 bills a day. On an average, I know 150. I mean, I don't know. They said it's 4.5 crores a month. That's like exuberantly, supremely well built business model, right? Yes, they might have issues with their staffs because it's a physical dining. You might not have the same capacity to make idli day in and out. Similar brands to speak about, we have Arogya Ahar, we have Asha Tiffins. Asha Tiffins started from a small joint in Malleshwaram. We had Venu stores in Malleshwaram. So we had so many idli shops in Ramesh, from Commercial Street, Naidu Nagar, Tilak Nagar, and Jayanagar had many shops. So there were small joints. Those days we had the Chettiar joints as well, typically serving Dindigul style of idli and sambar. We call it as idli and idi sambar. There's so so many cuisines I could just go and talk about. Coming back to the cloud kitchen, it is just that you don't have all the cloud kitchen. You don't have customers coming in. It's a reverse of that, wherein you get all the orders in online and you push it across. Now, that's a beauty about having a cloud kitchen concept. The advantages is very clear: lower overhead cost, flexibility, locations, increase your customer reach, get your customers' contacts. Because in this world, you have to have your email, your mobile number, your WhatsApp number. Everything is covered on the location so that you can go ahead and track, so that you can retarget your customers and talk about if you're introducing a new food, if you're trying to do a season theme based discounts or marketing techniques. You can utilize all these leverages by getting the customer reach and getting the main sacrosanct of customer data. The best part is that it's also easier on your inventory management and also more efficient operations, because you're not worried about the entire operations team of steward, your captains, your supervisors, your restaurant managers, all out. It's very clear. It's only the kitchen. You have a head chef. The, the kitchen team takes care. You just need to have a store team, making sure that you handle. You have a very, very, very great, importantly, a software which handles your incoming of stocks, making sure that your stocks is taken care. All the stock gets replenished by FIFO methods, and then whatever the indented inventory module required for the kitchen is being churned out, which is all being mapped through the software. Your recipes mapped. Recipes are also done in the size of grammage, vice versa. It's also been developed to the pricing. So everything is done of tech. You have many tech software these days. To name a few, we have Urban Piper, very great cloud kitchen concept, hub and spoke model. So you know exactly in that store what's going on, what is the pricing, what sales, what stocks do they require, what are the top selling products. Everything can be done through Urban Piper. Similarly, you have a POS based related software called Paid Puja. Rightly, they don't have a warehouse module, but I think they've also developed a tool. Then you had Dot Pay to do an online ordering system, one page of menu, which Swiggy and Zomato did. But Dot Pay picked up very well. We had Dukan. There's so many software companies who could help you to set it up, right? Obviously, you have a payment gateway type with your bank. As I said, you can use Razorpay. There are a lot of other banks' own software that you can also leverage. These days, nobody's using credit card or debit card. It's all the UPI. Put your QR code, push it across. The payment coming in very soon to your account. Even though it goes to Razorpay, it's already been remitted and with a small fee. So the amount of money that you spend on the physical, on the chair, table, rentals, electricity, water, extra, cleaning, housekeeping, everything is reduced. Please understand that. Then it comes your cloud kitchen concept. That is how you keep your overheads or your salaries of your employees very low. It's only your kitchen team that you work around. When we spoke about the entire infrastructure model of cloud kitchen, let's move on to the market size potentially in a cloud kitchen in a Bangalore. Okay, since my channel is all about Royal Bangalore food, we are talking about Royal Bangalore. So market size, what is the market size? Anybody loves food, anybody who wants to eat, starting from the kids, elder, younger. I mean, just to tell you another brand which I really love from my days. There was a small joint when Chinese food had come up in Bangalore. This is very much very close to this theater called Rex. We all had it at Brigade Road. Now it's not there. Now it's modified Rex. So very close to the Rex opposite, there was another theater called Opera Theater, and that theater had a small joint where the probably a Nepali guy or probably a Calcutta a Chinese origin guy used to do Chinese food. That was my favorite. If anybody knows that guy's name, I'm still lingering and looking forward to that guy. And then we had Mana caterers who handled the best of the best pubs kitchen. Again, from a Calcutta-based Chinese origin guy who handled KGF, the Karnataka Golf Association kitchen. I was working for Mega Bowl, so Black Cadillac were there, and they got Mana caterers in the best, extremely best food. Then we had this tandoori point in a Dickinson Road, very older joint. Then we had the Brahmins Cafe who served the idli, chutney, and uppit, and along with coffee, what do you call karabat. So there were many brands as such. All did the fantastic points. They kept short menu. They had this amazing concept of keeping the food portion sacrosanct at certain level, and then they churned out. They had a supremely business. Well, many brands as such, many brands I would say so, but many brands didn't go on to become a brand, right? They all had one store. Today, even we have Brahmin's Cafe as one store. MTR max to max 3 to 4 there in Kamalali, Whitefield, one in GMU Mindra Nagar, and then Lal Bagh, and one in Bashvesh Nagar. So what I'm trying to say is that every local joint should have a brand and also take it to the other level, because we had every traditional food comes from Bangalore, specifically Karnataka. I'm so huge famous of Karnataka only for many various reasons, but great fried reasons. Touch upon the Kerala cuisine we call Batkal, again comes under Bangalore. Great Muslim Mughlai food. Kurgis, completely different. The Mangaloreans, we have the Mysoreans, and the whole of Karnataka, part of the North Belt, the Eastern Belt towards Western Belt, sorry, Eastern Belt towards the Andhra food. So those various cuisines that you can delve well upon, specifically the Mangalore, the Kurgi, and your, another thing, yeah, the Budagas, very close to the Tamil Nadu border, different language, different dialect, different food altogether. So you can play around with Karnataka is what I feel, but any states wants to dominate, and please be open. Comments below saying that what kind of food, because the entire dosas, idlis, I think the Udupi, the Mangalore style makes the best ever for me. I'm not adding ghee for sure. The amount of the recipe secrets you can create through Cloud Kitchen is an amazing concept. Coming back to that, just a quick thing about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is very clear. Their secrets to success is to use peanut oil. The peanut oil is always great in South India. So they use peanut oil. They use powdered sugar. They use very clean, lean meat of breast. They pound it, brined it, kept the secret of the secret powder very clear. They've used only 4 or 5 ingredients, not like KFC of 13 ingredients. Very simple. They've also used potato starch. I mean, I can give you a lot of recipes like that. So Chick-fil-A as a business model done very well. They've always kept the short staff. They're always in a location where they could drive, and even from them when they started off in the 1970s, they started off. Although 1990s, a brand of 1990s. And imagine KFC's, Domino's, everybody did well, but they found a way to go ahead and keep the burger as short and sweet without any ketchup, anything else. Very good bun, toasted butter, just a fillet of that, chicken breast, two pickles, just goes up, right? So that is what you need to have. A faster food dispense is the key to success to make a brand. It's not that you go and order for 5 minutes. I would never go to Rameshwaram Cafe just to eat that idli and dosa and wait have a half an hour to get that bill. I don't know why. I could just might as well eat anywhere else because they have not done anything great as such to keep it the recipes on the high flame, right? Because they might have the tate idli, they might have the podi idli, they might have the podi, they might have the ghee. No, that's not the point. The point is that something unique, something brand, something can dispense faster, something you can churn them out. I'm not saying that they're not having the idli dosa ready, but having said that, faster the dispense of food, faster the sale, faster the customer service, faster the revenue generation, faster brand building exercise, faster you can scalable model, and faster to go to market strategy. Now, that's your market size because everyone who loves food can actually go ahead, and specifically the online food delivery in Bangalore is precisely a growing market of 25% year on year growth in different various model. How can I forget the money's? I mean, we will keep the biryani concept once in a while, so we'll come back to that later. Okay, so it's going to grow 25% year on year in terms of cloud kitchen concept is concerned. It's leading towards my favorite concept of convenience food is also increasing, and the amazing ideas that I have to discuss. So keep that in mind. If you really want to watch, I mean, you've already watched till the deep end. Please hit that like and follow and subscribe. YouTube has made a very stringent algorithm rules. I'm sure I'm living up to my expectations. So as I mentioned, today we looked at very clearly few points: introduction to cloud kitchen, a lot of various case studies of various brands called Chick-fil-A, Rameshwaram Cafe, the older war houses of Bangalore, the advantages of cloud kitchen, keep your market size, boost your market size. Why is it growing industry that we're talking about? How can you leverage and keep the IP, the intellectual property of this cloud kitchen matters a lot. So with that in mind, I would like to go ahead and take some questions. So that was a great session. So already it's half an hour. I mean, it's 30 minutes. Anyways, I had a great meeting yesterday. One of the pubs was looking for a to scalable model. They need the right team to scale up and to put the business model on top. They're doing around about 50 lakhs a month. It's a great model. They just want to go twofold and threefolds up. So I had a great opportunity. It was very clear. See, in a pub business of cloud kitchen, okay, Indian government is still not regularized and still not clear from the excise department to have liquor, to deliver liquor along with the food. It's still not much known of. It was done as a recce, as a pilot idea with Amazon. I think, even matter of fact, even Madhuloka tried it in, Amazon tried it for sure in Orissa and Calcutta. I don't know what happened. Why didn't the order? Obviously expensive, breakages, it's liquor, right? Everybody could run away, so you'll have a lot of pilferage systems, but great opportunity if you could pair liquor and a food together and sell. I mean, you will hear me a lot of ideas just coming out of this mindset and what I thought about it all this while about the food. Okay, coming back to the pub, liquor is the same. The company which makes the liquor, they sells everywhere the same liquor. It's your food. Sometimes it's your ambience. Sometimes it's the music. Sometimes it's the way it is. The food science or the aspects of the ambience, water, air, chill, relaxing setup. The best part about the pub or brewery business is that I took this cue from when I went to Erode. In Erode or in a Tamil Nadu, you cannot have a pub, standalone pub. A pub or a restaurant which has a bar attached to it has to have certain guidelines. They should have rooms. It should be in a hotel location, on a residential, in a lodging facility where people could stay, and one among that stay will have a kind of a bar or a pub where you can go enjoy. What they did was, even now they do it. The condiment which comes by the time you sit, okay, this is where the crack of the delivery happens. I don't know why in Bangalore we used to have, but I don't know why can't they give a salted peanuts the moment you guest customer comes in? It adds value to a lot of businesses. An old player of Bangalore will know this. any condiments. I'm not saying salted peanuts alone, but I'm also saying any food that you can give immediately when the customer walks in. He might be coming in various thoughts and levels, and if he just comes and eats, and if he feels is thirsty and I really wanted immediate food, then drink, then the other drink. So what I'm trying to tell you is that when the customer is walking to your place, the secret to success is that you dispense the food, even compliment. You never know, because anybody who's actually talk about cashew nuts is too expensive. There's so many ways to create man. It's all about the chef. But for me, it's very to start as an old Bangalorean. It's all about peanuts. If you keep salted peanuts there to start with, I know everybody would have this notion of coming in, addressing it. You're just giving around 20 grams of 10 rupees of worth of Haldirams. You keep it there. It's salty, it keeps you thirsty, and you order your beer. Chill beer should come in. It's very clear. That salted peanuts will make you thirsty, will make you feel thirst, and eventually you will order food. Thanks to this, the climatic change. Oh goodness gracious, Bangalore has gone really one level up. I'm sure everywhere it is as we speak. You know, the cloud cyclone has gone up in Gujarat. There's a heat wave in UK. Suddenly, what happened? The WTC final, the World Test final. I mean, what we saw: gloomy weather, won the toss, elected bowled first, but the weather changed, become really sunny. As every day we could see Harsha telling 19, sorry, it was 11, 17, 19, 23, 29. It hit 29 degrees and the UK Brits, the whites, couldn't bear the heat. They were all up in the t-shirt and up and running. I like the way Dinesh Karthik said, the weather is even more chillier than the fridge in Chennai. That was a great line to start the entire WTC final. What I'm trying to say, there is a climatic change, ladies and gentlemen. Please go ahead and plant some trees. I really appreciate it. Bangalore was the garden city, man. Now is the worst city of all metros across. Being a Bangalorean, I never knew. I mean, yeah, the place grew. We all got job, but then we literally forgot about our infrastructure, our society, our green, our parks. Everybody would take a walk, but now everybody is not even cycling. You can't even walk on the road. Forget about anything else. Both the sides, traffic, nuisance. I hope Bangalore City Commissioner or traffic police solves this nuisance of, even though it was empty roads in my days, college days, we rode cycles, bikes. We never went opposite direction, even if we know we had to cross the other side. That's the status of Bangalore. It's gone to rogue too. I'm just frustrated because Cloud Kitchen. I mean, one of the reasons is that I could see the Swiggy Zomato guys going opposite direction to go deliver quickly. I know it is sacrosanct. I know you have your electric cycle, but then just watch out for those elderly people because Bangalore was so serene. You have to keep that, that the aura of the city. Otherwise, the city will lose its charm very soon, I'm sure, because of the weather. Because we never, ever ran fans, ceiling fans, almost for 10 months. We only had 2 months summer, that is only from April and May, very clear. And that April and May summer was with sweaters. We had to wear sweaters. That such was the weather of Bangalore. It was called the pensioners' paradise because we had HAL, we had ISRO, we had NAL. Power was not there. 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, everybody back home, settle down, relax, bathe as much as babies as possible for the environment of Bangalore. Then it became the garden city. We saw a lot of greenery across because people realized it. It was called the garden city. Very soon, 2000 made the concrete city. Concrete city made the garbage city. Garbage city made the Silicon Valley city. Silicon Valley city made the dreadful city. And I'm so sorry, Bangalore. Bangalore's never been a Bangalore city now. It's such a pain to see how Bangalore has turned out to be right now. But one among the business models kept going is also cloud kitchen. It's also the food which kept the city together. It's also about the environment, the weather. We say, as I said. So now we need AC in Bangalore. Matter of fact, AC is all over in Bangalore. Even though it's hot right now, it's 27 degrees. Still, it's not pleasant. It's still warm. So as we grow, so I think the value chain of food, the value chain of explaining a business model, running this business brand, will somewhere value add to certain aspects in terms of the climatic change. The best part about the cloud kitchen is that you don't have wastage. So though you can control your food wastage, such a way We can keep it as low as probably 2% of the entire overall monthly sales of if you have food wastage. So that is such a the beautiful thing about Cloud Kitchen. So please leverage first episode. So I request you, as I said, if you're till deep down, go ahead and like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking by. My love. Thank you so much. Take care. Cheers.